Breaking news. The Las Vegas Raiders are in serious trouble, and it all starts with the offensive line. Forget the quarterback drama, forget Ashton Gentry's potential breakout. If this O-line doesn't improve, the season could collapse before it even begins. Through just 2 games, the Raiders rank near the very bottom of the NFL in rushing, 31st in rushing yards per game, 32nd in run block win rate, 28th in rushing attempts. That means the run game isn't just struggling, it's almost non-existent. Defenses don't respect it, and that puts even more pressure on Geno Smith and the passing game. Pass protection? Slightly better, but still rough. 7 sacks allowed already, tied for 4th most in the league, plus 32 quarterback pressures. That's a recipe for mistakes, stalled drives, and even injuries. And this is why Raider Nation is asking the real question: what is happening with the offensive line, and can it be fixed in time? When the O-line fails, the entire offense falls apart. Running backs get hit in the backfield before plays even start. Quarterbacks are forced into rushed throws. Receivers can't get open deep because the QB doesn't have time. Even the defense suffers because they're stuck on the field longer. It's a ripple effect that impacts every part of the team. Backhand index pointing right. Before we dive deeper into the latest NFL updates, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss breaking news. Now, let's continue. Commit to the run. Even small gains keep defenses honest. Quick passing game, short throws, screens, and misdirection to take pressure off the line. Individual improvement. Linemen must fix technique and discipline. Coaching accountability. Brennan Carroll, as O-line coach and run game coordinator, has to find solutions fast. The Raiders face Washington next. Both teams are 1-1, both desperate to get above .500. But Washington's front 7 can wreck a game if the offensive line struggles again. This is a must-fix situation, and the clock is ticking. The offensive line is the foundation of any football team. Without it, Geno Smith can't execute, Ashton Gentry can't break out, and the receivers won't shine. Fix it, and suddenly the Raiders become dangerous. Leave it broken, and the season slips away. The Raiders may already have the answer to their offensive struggles, and his name is Ashton Gentry. The rookie running back has the explosiveness to change games, but so far, he hasn't been used nearly enough. Even with poor blocking, Gentry has shown flashes of brilliance. His elusive rating is one of the best for rookies, breaking tackles and creating yards out of nothing. The problem? He's often hit in the backfield before plays even start, and the coaching staff hasn't designed plays to get him into space. This offense is desperate for a spark. Geno Smith needs help. The receivers can't shine if defenses don't respect the run. Gentry can be that difference maker, whether on the ground or catching passes. The Raiders need him to hit around 100 total yards if they want balance and rhythm against Washington. Ashton Gentry is too talented to be ignored. The Raiders can either unleash him now, or watch their offense stall once again. Raider Nation, the question is clear: will this coaching staff finally trust their most explosive rookie? The Raiders' offense has talent everywhere, but it won't matter if Geno Smith keeps forcing the ball downfield. Last week, he passed up easy completions, pressed too much, and it cost the team. Sometimes, the smartest play isn't the deep shot. It's taking what the defense gives you. Through 2 games, Geno has faced heavy pressure. The offensive line isn't giving him time, and defenses know it. Instead of checking down or hitting the short routes, he's often holding the ball, looking for a big play, and that leads to sacks, turnovers, or stalled drives. The Raiders have weapons who can win in the short and intermediate game: Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, even the tight ends. Quick throws to these guys don't just move the chains, they also set up the deep shots later. If Geno uses the easy passes, the offense stays on schedule. 2nd and 5 is a whole lot better than 2nd and 15. It keeps drives alive, keeps the defense rested, and builds rhythm. Without it, the Raiders' offense looks predictable and desperate. For Geno Smith and the Raiders, it's simple: don't chase the big play on every snap. Take what's available, build momentum, and the big moments will come. If Geno makes that adjustment, this offense has a chance to finally click. The Raiders have been searching for answers on offense, and one of the biggest opportunities lies in the tight end position. Washington's defense has struggled badly to cover tight ends this season, already giving up 175 receiving yards to the position in just 2 games. That ranks near the very bottom of the NFL, and it's a weakness the Raiders must attack. Las Vegas has 2 young playmakers built for this exact matchup, Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer. Both are explosive, both can win against linebackers, and both are reliable targets in the middle of the field. This is where Washington is vulnerable. Bobby Wagner may be a veteran leader, but he's lost a step in coverage. If the Raiders get their tight ends matched up on him or on slower linebackers, it's a recipe for big plays. The benefit of using tight ends goes beyond mismatches. Short and intermediate throws to Bowers and Mayer can take pressure off Geno Smith, giving him safe, high-percentage options when the pocket collapses. It also forces Washington's defense to adjust, opening lanes for receivers like Trey Tucker and Jacoby Myers on the outside. If the Raiders want to establish rhythm, they need to lean into 2 tight end sets and make these guys a centerpiece of the attack. Every catch across the middle keeps the chains moving, wears down the defense, and builds confidence in an offense that desperately needs it. In this matchup, ignoring the tight ends would be a huge mistake. The Washington Commanders' biggest weakness on defense is their cornerback group, and the Raiders have to take advantage of it. Through the first 2 weeks of the season, Washington's corners have been exposed repeatedly, giving up chunk plays and looking a step behind against faster receivers. For a Raiders offense that's been searching for consistency, this is the matchup to exploit. Las Vegas has the personnel to do serious damage here. Jacoby Myers is a steady route runner who knows how to create separation, but the real X factor is Trey Tucker. On film, Tucker has been getting open again and again, yet the ball hasn't always come his way. That has to change. If Geno Smith looks his way more often, Tucker's speed and quickness can torch this secondary. Pair that with Myers' reliability, and the Raiders suddenly have multiple ways to stretch the field. Attacking the corners isn't just about big plays downfield. It forces the defense to back off, respecting the speed on the outside. That, in turn, creates more space for the running game and for tight ends to work the middle. When defenses don't fear your receivers, they load the box and suffocate your offense. But when corners are constantly tested, it opens everything up. This is the moment for Geno Smith to trust his weapons and be aggressive. Washington's cornerbacks have looked shaky, and if the Raiders don't attack them, they'll be leaving their best chance for explosive plays on the table. In a game where every possession matters, targeting the secondary could be the difference between victory and defeat. Attack the right side of Washington's offensive line. The first defensive key for the Raiders is clear: attack Washington's right side of the offensive line. Through 2 weeks, their right guard and right tackle have been liabilities, giving up pressure at one of the highest rates in the league. Maxx Crosby has to be licking his chops looking at this matchup. Rookie Josh Conerly Jr. and Nick Allegretti have both struggled badly, especially in pass protection, and that's where the Raiders can flip the game. This is the kind of matchup that can define a defensive performance. If Las Vegas consistently collapses that side of the pocket, Washington's quarterback, whether it's Marcus Mariota or someone else, will have little chance to settle into rhythm. Even if the sacks don't always come, the constant disruption forces rushed throws, poor decisions, and eventually turnovers. For the Raiders' defense, this is about being relentless. Keep hammering the weak spots, rotate fresh bodies on the edge, and let Crosby lead the charge. If the right side of Washington's line crumbles, the entire Commanders' offense will crumble with it. Take away Terry McLaurin. The Commanders' number 1 weapon is Terry McLaurin, and the Raiders simply cannot let him take over the game. McLaurin is the kind of receiver who can bail out a quarterback on 3rd down, stretch the field with his speed, and ignite momentum with one big catch. If Washington wants to move the ball, he's their go-to target. The Raiders' strategy should mirror what they did against New England, when they committed to taking away the opponent's top receiver and forced someone else to beat them. Make Washington prove they can win without McLaurin. Yes, they still have options like Deebo Samuel and Zach Ertz, but Deebo hasn't looked his best, and Ertz is battling injuries. McLaurin is the heart of this passing game, shut him down, and the entire offense slows. This isn't about one cornerback doing it alone. It's about bracket coverage, safety help, and being disciplined every snap. The Raiders must treat McLaurin as the threat he is. Neutralize him, and Washington suddenly looks a lot less dangerous. If Marcus Mariota starts at quarterback for Washington, the Raiders' defense has to be ready for one thing above all else: his legs. Mariota is not the kind of passer who will pick you apart for 4 quarters, but he is more than capable of hurting you with scrambles and designed runs. Time and time again in his career, he's extended drives by escaping the pocket, and that's exactly what Las Vegas cannot allow. The solution is simple: put a spy on him. A quarterback spy is a defender assigned to watch Mariota on every snap, ready to attack the moment he breaks contain. Jamal Adams is the perfect candidate for this role. He's fast, aggressive, and has the instincts to shadow a mobile quarterback. By keeping Adams locked on Mariota, the Raiders can take away his biggest weapon and force him to win with his arm. That's the gamble Las Vegas should take. Make Mariota throw under pressure, make him fit the ball into tight windows, and don't let him bail himself out with his legs. Because if he starts breaking off first downs with scrambles, it opens up Washington's entire offense. But if the Raiders keep him in check, they tilt the game heavily in their favor. For the Raiders' defense, everything starts with pressure. When Maxx Crosby is swarmed with double teams, and sometimes even triple teams, the responsibility shifts to the rest of the defensive line. If no one else steps up, opposing quarterbacks get too comfortable, and that's when big plays happen. The Raiders can't afford to let Washington's quarterback, whether it's Mariota or anyone else, sit back with time to throw. Generating pressure doesn't always mean relying on Crosby alone. It means creative blitz packages, it means rotating young guys like Tyree Wilson more often, and it means finding ways to collapse the pocket from the inside as well as the edge. When the Chargers shut down Crosby last week, it exposed how much this defense still relies on him. That has to change. The truth is simple: pressure equals mistakes. When quarterbacks are rushed, they throw off balance, they miss open receivers, and they turn the ball over. Without it, the defense is left chasing completions all game long. If the Raiders can consistently generate pressure, not just from their star but from the entire unit, they completely change the momentum of this matchup. In the NFL, nothing decides games faster than turnovers, and for the Raiders, winning the turnover battle against Washington is non-negotiable. On offense, Las Vegas must protect the football: no careless throws, no sloppy fumbles. But on defense, this is the week to be aggressive, to jump routes, to punch the ball out, and to make Washington pay for every mistake. The Commanders are already dealing with uncertainty at quarterback and key injuries on offense. That usually leads to miscommunication, mistimed throws, and forced plays. Those are golden opportunities for takeaways. If the Raiders' defense can pounce on those mistakes, not only do they steal possessions, but they also give Geno Smith and the offense short fields to work with. Turnovers change everything: they swing momentum, silence the home crowd, and put the opponent on their heels. For a Raiders team trying to grab control of its season, this is the most straightforward key of them all. Protect the ball, take it away on defense, and the chances of leaving Washington with a win skyrocket.